Okay, welcome everyone to the first part of our PIPES business training. So I know we've got a lot of newbies, and so what I was looking to do is just give you an overview of some really good ways that we can get ourselves set up in our business. So I have got a PowerPoint I'm going to go through today, and then at the end I will see if anyone's got any questions as well. So I am going to record it. I'll turn the recording off for the questions at the end, just so we can get into nitty gritty if we need to. So I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully I can get this to work. Okay, and I'm going to press this one. Slideshow, go. Thank you. So what we are looking at today is the first part of the PIPES. So the PIPES, as we know, we've all want to build a pipeline of residual income rather than hauling buckets every day and go to work, get money. But we don't go to work, we don't get money. When we build ourselves a pipeline that helps us to build residual income, we can do the work up front and reap the rewards later on. And those monetary rewards can help us to achieve the things we want to achieve. So when we're looking at PIPES, we're looking at P for prepare, I for invite, P for present, E for enroll, and S for support. So this fits in nicely as well with the 2 by 2 by 2 plus 1 that Paul and Vanessa talk about, where we've got our 2 contacts a day, which is our inviting, 2 follow-ups a day, which is about supporting, 2 workshops a week, which is about presenting and enrolling, and 1 team event a month, which is also about supporting and preparing in our own personal training. So today we are going to talk about the first part of the PIPES, and that's being prepared. So the bonus about being prepared is when we know where we're going and we know what we need to do, it's a lot easier for us to get to where we want to get to, rather than floundering around and going around in circles all over the place and not getting anywhere. So if we know where we want to get to, we're a lot more likely to achieve our dreams and goals. So there's a lot of different parts to being prepared. The first one is about setting goals. So where do we actually want to get to? Where do we want to be in a year? So what's our long-term goals in a year's time? Where do we want to be? How do we want our life to feel? It may be a doTERRA rank. It may be an income level. It may be a number of people in our teams. It may be to do with personal development and how we feel in ourselves. But where do we want to be in a year's time? And then let's pull that back. Where do we want to be in 6 months' time? Let's break it down. So we know where we want to get to in a year. How are we going to get there in steps in 6 months, in 3 months? What about the end of next month? Where do we want to be at the end of next month within our doTERRA business and within ourselves as people, within our relationships and our connection with our teams? Where do we want to be at the end of this month? Where do we want to be this week? What are our goals this week? What are our priorities this week? What are we going to focus on, and what are our intentions? Because when we put our intentions out and we say, this week I am going to, we are more likely then to actually take that step, because our year out goal might be really scary. It might be a big, hairy goal. And we might look at it and go, what the heck? But when we start to actually break those down and we look at what do I want to do today? What are my goals today? We break those down into simple steps. Everything is just one step at a time. What's the next thing we need to do? What's the next goal I want to do? What's my goal today? Who am I going to talk to today? Whose life am I going to change today? Who needs the oils in their life to change their lives? Who needs my help today? Who can I serve? Set those goals in small increments helps us to move towards that big increment. And really importantly, write them down, and write them down regularly in the present tense. So a really, really good habit to get into is at the very least once a week. Sunday night, sit down and write. What are you going to achieve for the coming week? What are your goals for this week? Right. It is Sunday night on the 15th of July, and I have achieved 10 contacts with new people talking to about the oils this week. I have presented at 2 workshops, and I have followed up with 10 people in my team. Whatever your goals are, write them down in the present tense regularly. If possible, do it daily. Every morning when you get up in the morning, write down what is your long-term goal. So where are you going to be in a year? Write down what your medium-term goal is. Write down this month's goal and write down this week's and today's. Because when we write them down and put them out to the universe, we are more likely then to achieve them. Things happen, things in our paths that we're more open to once we've written down those goals. And really feel them. How's it going to feel in that year's time when you're diamond? How's it going to look? How's it going to feel? What does it really mean to you? What does it mean to you to be able to have that time with your children, doing the things that you want to do? What does it mean to you not to have to worry about money? What does it mean to you to be giving back to your community, to be doing voluntary things because you've got the time and that you can now do it? Really feel it, and really feel it in the present tense as if it has happened. So visualize your goal as if it has already been reached. Make it real in your mind, and you'll soon make it real. Because the first part of achieving our goals is achieving it up here, achieving it in our mind. Because when we can see it up here, we can make it happen. If we can't see it up here and we can't visualize it, we're going to struggle to make it happen. So that's the first thing we need to do when we're being prepared, is we need to set goals. We also, as part of being prepared, we need to know our availability. Now, this may sound really strange, but we put our time into what our priorities are. Everyone has got the same amount of hours, minutes, seconds in a day. You can't say, I don't have the time. You can say it's not my priority, but you can't say I don't have the time. Everyone's got the same time. So diarise your priorities. Get a diary out, break it down into days of the week, break it down into the hours of the day. Put in your job. So if you're working a regular job during the day, put it in there. Block those hours out. We can't do doTERRA during that time. Put in your family priorities. For me, family's first. So therefore, that family time goes into my diary. So I make sure it's in there, that it takes priority. Any sporting priorities, any clubs, anything else that you've got that are priorities that you do week in, week out, or that you have particular commitments to, put them in there. And then where does doTERRA fit? Because if you want to build this as a business and you want to be prepared, you need to make doTERRA a priority as well. So what days of the week have you got available for your doTERRA business? What times have you got available? So if I look at myself, at this point in time, I've got a job, so I work 8:30 till 2. So that's blocked out. I've then got my family. Generally, between 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock is family time. So it's all the kids' after school activities, their swimming lessons, their baseball, OT, all that sort of stuff. Luckily, we're in school holidays at the moment, and I've got some extra time that I can do doTERRA and fit it in. But generally, that's family time. Therefore, 7:30 till 9:30 in the evenings is doTERRA. I need to sleep, so 9:30 is my cutoff unless I'm doing a workshop, and then it's whenever I get home from my workshop. And in the weekends, I prioritise what's my family time, what's the sports the kids are doing time, and what doTERRA time have I got left over. So know where doTERRA fits into your lifestyle, because this is your own business, and what you put into it, you will get out of it. So if you're just fitting in 5 minutes here and there and not putting in some serious time, then yeah, you get a little bit out of it. If you want to put some serious time in, lock it out, make it a priority. Don't say you haven't got time. Say, this is where my priorities are. It's all about knowing your availability. Now I've got some really good tools that we can use to do that. So if you go into sharesuccess.com, in the library under plans, you've got year, month, week and day plans. So those are really good to print out. We've got hard copy diaries, we've got electronic diaries, we've got all sorts of different things. I like having things in front of me, so I like to print these out and fill them out. So just a couple of examples. This is a month one. You can write in your days of your month. You can write at the top what your goals are, so what your month goal is, what your 90-day goal is, and some reminders down here of things to do during the month. They've also got a weekly planner where you've got your days of the week, and it's got prompts for what are you doing in terms of inviting, presenting, enrolling, supporting. So this is another really good one that I like to use, but find something that works for you. Find something where you can prioritize your doTERRA time and then know what you're going to do within that time. So what's your time for inviting? When are you going to be making your contacts during the day? When are you going to be doing your follow-ups? So for me, I finish work at 2 and I don't pick the kids up till 3. That's a really good time for me to be doing follow-ups with people between that time, or for me to be doing mentoring calls with those who aren't working. So find the times that work for you and actually plan it so it's going to work, rather than otherwise life takes over and we just get caught up in the day-to-day minutiae. So plan it in. And plan and strategize. So once you know your goals and you know what you want to achieve, have a look at where you are now. So this is part of all the being prepared. What's your goal? Where do you want to get to? And where are you now? So this is it's really, really good to know your back office. Know how to interrogate your back office and go into your detailed genealogy, sort it out by teams. Know how to go to your genealogy tree and find out what volume you've got in each legs, where everyone's at, who's put in LRPs, who hasn't. Really good information to be able to actually know where you're at and then where you want to get to. So you know what your goal is, you know where you are now. What do you actually need to do to get to where you want to get to? So what do you need? So one thing that I like to do, and I do this visually regularly, for me it helps to visualize where I'm at and what I need. So for example, if your goal was silver and you went and had a look in your back office and you saw that Jane's leg at the moment was on 1,000 PV. Sarah's was on 3,000 and Sue's was on 1,500. Now we know to get silver, we need 3 legs on 3,000 PV. And we're assuming these people are your frontline personal enrollments. Let's make it simple. So therefore, if we look at Jane's leg in particular, we need 3,000 because we want Jane to help Jane to get to elite. By helping Jane to get to elite, it helps us to get to silver. Don't you love this business, the fact that we can't get anywhere if we don't help others? So Jane needs 3,000. So therefore, she's short by 2,000 PV. So what I like to do personally is I then break that down. So 2,000 PV is 8 Home Essentials kits. So when we're looking at a Home Essentials kit plus fractionated coconut oil is 250 PV. So therefore, for Jane, if we're doing it just in enrolments and we're assuming all LRPs are processed, Jane needs 8 Home Essential kits in her leg. Now, generally at a workshop, we can bank on 50% enrolment rate. Generally, it gets over and unders. If you're a lot under that, have a talk to your mentor and talk about why. But most people, even Vanessa and Paul, bank on 50% enrolment. So therefore, we want to have 16 bums on seats at the workshops. So therefore, if we want 16 bums on seats, generally how it works is we have to invite 2 people to a workshop to get 1 bum on seat. So we now know in Jane's leg, we need to have Jane and ourselves invite 32 people to workshops in order to get that 2,000 PV. We want to have 16 people at workshops So we're probably looking at about 4 or 5 workshops in the month to get those 8 home essentials kits. So by planning and sort of looking at your numbers, it really helps you to focus on what activity we need to do. Rather than just focusing on what the numbers are, we need 2,000 PV, it helps us to focus on the activity. So Sarah's all good. She's got her 3,000 PV already. So if we do the same thing with Sue, Sue needs 3,000 PV. So therefore she's short by 1,500. So once again, we convert that to home essentials kits. So it's 6 home essentials kits that are needed in Sarah's legs at 250, being a home essentials and an FCO. So therefore, we need 12 bums on seats at the workshop, which is 24 invites. So I find that this is something I like to do as part of my preparation, and I'll do it a few times a month just to see where I'm at. Where does my activity need to go? How can I best support Sue and Jane to get to where they want to get to at Elite? How can I coach them and mentor them? And how can I put my own people in those teams as well with my own enrollments? So that's part of the whole being prepared, is actually strategizing and planning and seeing what we need to do to get to where we want to get to. We also, as part of the P for prepared, need to be prepared to invite. We need to make sure we've got invites to give people. It sounds dumb, but if we're going to invite people, let's have invites to give them. Let's not rely on Facebook. Let's be prepared and have invites that we can give people when we invite them. We all know if we've got something that goes up on the fridge that we're more likely to go. But also, let's be prepared and have samples that we can give to people. So when I'm talking to someone and they're going and dying, I can say, hey, would you be open to hearing what I use when I'm feeling like that? I find when I'm sort of blocked up and I can't breathe very well, the easy air helps me. Would you be open to trying some? And having some that you can give to people. Be prepared. Be prepared to be able to do that. So the Aussie essential oil business is a really good place where you can get your sample bottles from. They do post. They post Australia. They post New Zealand. So I highly recommend them because we can get them in bulk. They're good quality and it's really simple. Not only that, I love supporting local people, and Michelle's just beautiful. So let's support her business and let's get our sample vials where we know they're good quality. We also need to be prepared to present. So if we're going to present and we're going to have workshops, we need to be prepared for that. Empower Kit is the best thing we can do for preparation. So this is available through your back office. This has all your paperwork for your workshops. It's got your workshop outline, your price list, your enrollment form, 30 of each. It's also got the 5 ml wild oranges, 10 of them, that you can give when people enroll. It's only $30. Just the wild oranges themselves are worth $47. So once again, highly recommend you use that. Use the tools we've got. Don't go reinventing anything, but be prepared. Draw forms is another thing we need for our workshops. So draw forms are the forms that we put on the clipboards so that we get people's information. They go into the drawer, but we get their emails, we get their phone numbers, so we can follow them up. Be prepared to follow them up as well. Have time booked into your diary. Everyone who doesn't enroll at the workshop, you need to be following them up within 48 hours. And the draw form gives you the details to do that. Be prepared with a host gift. If you're doing a workshop at someone else's place, please reward them for hosting that workshop with you. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just something specialized to them. And same with your draw prize. There's some amazing ideas if you go into Vanessa Jane's Food Alchemy website and go into resources. Some great things that we can use for draw prizes and host gifts. They don't have to cost the earth. Something as simple as some beautiful bath salts that you put oils in at the workshop and an A to Z guide to go with it. Makes a beautiful draw prize. It shows people how to use their oils and they've got something to take home with them. But be prepared and have those ready. And also have your oils. So in terms of preparing to present, we need to have our Empower Kit with our draw forms. a host gift, a draw prize, and our oils. You don't have to have every single oil that there is to do a workshop. If you've got the Home Essentials kit, that's all you need. Sometimes we can actually overcomplicate it by having far too many. Just keep it really, really simple. So the Empower kit, as we say, it's got our outline, it's got our price list, it's got our enrollment form, our wild orange. It has also got some invites. You can use these any way you choose. It does say on the invite that you get a wild orange free. So you can use those and give people wild oranges when they turn up. Or you can write just under here, absolutely free when you enroll, or when you join doTERRA, or something like that under there. So you can use those to give to people. Or you can actually just turn them upside down and use them to get people to write their contact details on and put them on your clipboards and use them for your draw forms. So there's a few different ways that we can use those. We also need to be prepared in terms of being prepared to enroll people. So yes, we are going to invite them to a workshop. We're going to present to them at the workshop. We actually need to be prepared to enroll them because they're going to say, yes, people need these oils in their homes. So have some welcome packs to give to people. Now, everyone will be different as to how they like to do this. I like to give people a pack of hard copy stuff to take home. So I give them a live guide. I also give them a sheet with diffuser blends. I give them a sheet with different ways to use oils around their homes. I give them an A to Z. I give them quite a few different pieces of paper because I like hard copy stuff myself, and I like to know that if I don't get to see them straight away when they get their oils, that they've got some different ways that they can use them straight away in that pack. Some people will do all that electronically. Do what works for you, but more importantly, do what works for the people who are enrolling. So ask them, would you like a pack to take home, or would you like me to email it to you? That way they've got the information, because I'm the sort of person who doesn't open emails. So for me, hard copy works. Some people don't like having stuff around the home and they prefer email. So be prepared either way, that you can give people what they need. Have your wild oranges there. Be prepared to give people those when they enroll. And be prepared as well and have a pre-prepared welcome email. So for anyone who hasn't got a welcome email template, or they got their welcome email a long time ago and it's outdated, reach out to your upline, reach out to me. We're always prepared to give you a copy of ours to use as a base. You can copy and paste it straight. Or what I recommend is that you rejig it for you, so it sounds like it's coming from you, from your language, your websites, those type things. But be prepared, have it sitting on a Word document, so all you have to do is copy and paste. Or at the moment, mine actually sits in Lead Train, so all I have to do is add people to it and send it to them. It saves having to redo things many, many times if you prepared that once and have it set up right. And be prepared to support people as well. Use the Live Guide for the Wellness Consult. So the Live Guides are available online on sharesuccess.com. Or for anyone in my team, get in touch with me. I've got some here that I can give you to get started to begin with. And then Oil Life are a really good place to get your Live Guides from. Be prepared and have the phone app on your phone. So when you do the wellness consult and you're supporting people, you can actually show them how easy it is to empower themselves to get the answers they need. And have your books. Now, I don't recommend everyone goes out and buys lots of books and takes to their wellness consults to support people, because it's not easily duplicatable. Whereas the phone apps, $10 an app, pretty cheap. Most people can do that on their phones. So just be prepared though. Be prepared to support people, but be prepared to show people how to support themselves. You want to make it easy for yourself long term. You don't want everyone to be coming to you with every sore throat, graze, etc. they've got. You want them to be able to help themselves. So just be prepared to be able to do that. Another part of the P for prepare in our pipes is about preparing yourself. And that's about personal development. So yes, doTERRA is an essential oils company. However, it's a huge personal development journey as well. The more personal development you do, the more successful you'll be. I heard somewhere that we either grow before doTERRA or we grow during doTERRA. But there's one thing for certain, we must grow. And that's so true, especially through my journey. I have grown and changed and developed so much. So grow yourself, work through your blocks. We've all got things we don't like doing. Own up to them. Have a look at them. Say, yeah, I admit it. I don't like this. And then work through it and learn how to like it. Learn to love it. Learn to do what you don't like doing. And this can be online, it can be reading, it can be through something like Audible. So with Diamond Club, I'm doing a lot of traveling at the moment. So I've got the Audible app on my phone and I've downloaded a couple of books. So I can have those playing while I'm driving and make the most of that driving time and use it for personal development. And you get a lot of aha moments and go, oh yeah. But use that time wisely. Getting Kindle books and things like that on your iPad, so when you're traveling, you don't have to be lugging books around. Doing online reading and doing other reading as well. So some that I love, doTERRA.com. Now, there's some amazing new videos on here. There's so many resources. Spend a bit of time each week and go looking. Just go browsing, see what's on there. See what you can share with your team. There's so much good stuff on there. Some books that I love, The Slight Edge, Go Pro, The Big Leap, Making the First Circle Work. All really, really good personal development books that are really linked to what we're doing in this business. But do it every day. You'll find that if you do 10 minutes every day, if you read 10 pages of a book every day, that's 3,650 pages in a year. That's a lot of books. Rather just trying to go and hunt through all one and read a whole book in a weekend, just 10 pages a day. That's all you need to do. Get trained. So part of being prepared is training. Do your team calls. Come on our Zoom calls. If you can't come on them, watch them afterwards. Use them to upskill yourself. Business training. So we've got a lot of business training coming up. That's for our whole business, wider business. Be part of this. This is really good stuff for you if you want to grow your business. Go to the Get to Know doTERRA. So 11th of May here in June. There will also be ones over on the East Coast and in New Zealand. Find the dates, go along. There'll be a business training session during the day and a workshop that you can take your newbies to in the evening where they get lots of freebies from corporate. Make the most of these events and get along there. Mish and Jessie are doing an amazing online course that you can register for. So if you can't get to the business training, there's no excuse. There's always online stuff. And from those two, it's going to be amazing. I did their last one and I've registered for this one. And it helps catapult your business. It helps you break through those boundaries, but it gives you some really good nitty-gritty stuff. For those of you who are Premier and above, we've got leadership on the 2nd and 3rd of June. Be there. Nothing else I can say, just be there. Best thing you'll ever do. One Tree, the day after, is for all ranks. So if you haven't yet reached the premiere, you can still come to One Tree, which is on the 4th of June. The One Tree, the day after convention, was amazing. Speakers from all over Australia and from America, talking on all sorts of topics and getting into the real nitty-gritty and giving us some really good tips. So for those who have started using the host packs, the first place I learned about them was at the One Tree training with Alison Bartolo. There will be amazing things come out of that. And then we've got Vanessa and Paul's 2-day leadership training, which is on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th of June. So that is Vanessa and Paul are Presidential Diamonds. They're some of the fastest presidential diamonds in the world. They're the most stable presidential diamonds in the world because they've got a heart-based business and they're about helping others. And in their 2-day training, they get down to the nuts and bolts, no holds barred, and say how they did it and how we can do it and give really practical stuff. If you're serious at all about this business and wanting to build this business, then the One Tree training and Vanessa and Paul's training here in Perth are a must to be able to get to. Do anything you can to get to those. And if you need help, please reach out. Please reach upline to your uplines, reach upline to me, because we're here to help and support you to get to those. We know how important they are for your business. And so we'll do anything that we can to help you get there. So please ask. If there's money's an issue, reach out and ask. Let's all see how big a team we can get there. Let's all do it. And of course, we've got the Share Success. So a really, really good, great place to go on sharesuccess.com is there's a menu at the top that says ranks. So if you're an elite and you're wanting to get to Premier, click on the Premier. It's got some great guides to help you. It's got some great videos to watch. It meets you where you're at the moment in your journey. If you're Premier wanting to get to Silver, click on the Silver one. Go through the workbooks, work through the videos. It's amazing resources that we've got to use. Let's use them. Let's make the most of them. And then the other part of being prepared is mentoring. So we can't do it all by ourselves. Yes, it's our own business, but the best people and the most successful people are those who reach out and be mentored by people who have been there before. And that's mentoring up and down. So it's about reaching up to your upline and being mentored by them. They've been there before, they've done it. But also mentoring your downline. Remember, you don't need to know everything to mentor your downline because they want to get to where you are. So you just need to be able to help them do what you've done and get to where you are and support them to get to where you are. Because when they get to you at where you are, you'll be further ahead and you'll help them to get there. So it's both up and down working with your teams. It's regular. So those who are serious about their business, book in regular mentoring, whether that's weekly or fortnightly. In those mentoring sessions, they're a check-in and accountability session. But more than that, it's to celebrate the wins. It's to regularly celebrate what you're doing really well. Hey, I had the most amazing workshop this week, la, 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 la. Celebrate those wins. Don't keep them to yourself. Get them out there. Celebrate them. Celebrate your wins with your downline. Hey, I saw you did such and such on social media. I think you did such a cool job of that. I really liked what you did. Celebrate those wins. Brainstorm any issues. So we've got a horrible habit often of keeping our issues to ourselves. Oh, it's just me. I'm the only one who's got this problem. I'm so dumb. I'm so stupid. I can't do this. Everyone else is doing amazing. It's just me. Reality, everyone has issues at times. Use your mentoring sessions to work through those. Put them out there and work through them. You'll find that it's a really, really good way of moving forward. And I find mentoring really good for planning the next time period and helping to talk about what's coming up, what the priorities are, what I'm looking to do in terms of my activities, which then links into the accountability. And I do that up and down. So I'll talk to my team as well. And many of you will know, what's gone really well this week? What have your challenges been? And what are you going to do next week? And that mentoring format is a really good way to help keeping move forward and keep momentum. So please, any of my team who do want mentoring with me, reach out to your uplines and reach out to me because I'm here to help you. That's what I want to do. I want you to be successful. I want to help you to get to your dreams and goals. So anyone who wants mentoring, whether it be weekly, fortnightly, monthly, please reach out. That's what I'm here for. So in terms then of a summary and our P for prepare, we want to set goals. We want to know our availability and we want to prioritise our doTERRA time. So know the time we've got and prioritise. Plan, strategise. Know where we want to get to and set a plan for how we're going to get there. Be prepared in terms of inviting, presenting, enrolling, and supporting. Do your personal development, do your training and your business training, and mentor and be mentored. So preparation is just the beginning. In the next session, we're going to talk about inviting. We're going to move on to presenting, enrolling, supporting. Remembering that our secret to success formula is our 2 by 2 by 2 plus 1. So by doing our pipes activities and doing them regularly and consistently, that's where we're going to be successful. So I'm just going to try and stop my screen share to put myself back on. Okay, so thank you for everybody. I'm going to stop recording now, but happy to answer any questions that anyone's got.